Hello, this is Sam Pollock, student number 101279608. I'm going to be showing my mobile game for mobile class assignment 2. So let's start off by showing it in the simulator. Okay, we got a menu screen and music. Make sure that the music's picking up in OBS. Yeah, it seems to be. Okay, and you can go to a how to play screen, which gives you a quick outline on how the mechanics work. Then once you have a sense of it, you're ready to go. So here's a ship, it follows your touch point. Then the screen shows my battery charging up. As the battery charges, it shoots balls. These balls generate more battery. I catch them. Makes me charge for a second and shoot a power shot. And enemies up in these lives. That's all my lives. It's game over. My game over screen shows the score and the high score. High score saved in player prefs, so you can keep an ongoing tally of how you're doing. You can play again, and you're back in it. Okay, now let's take a look at how this came together. So here I've got the project in Unity. It's made the 3 scenes. And let's look at the most critical scripts here. The player being a big one. I have these sections for these values that the player might want to, or that the designer might want to edit to tweak the game. And you can see here they are in the editor. And then as the gameplay goes, I have keyboard movement that I was using for testing, but the bulk of the actual stuff happens here in touch movement that I'm controlling for delta time to ensure that it's consistent across different frame rates on different devices. And we're just moving the player according to its speed towards the touch position. I was prototyping a virtual joystick here. I've got it in here for if I want to return to it, but for the time being, that's not the way we're using the movement. Then I use the check bounds to ensure that the player stays on screen. Then I check for the collisions with the bounce shot to start powering up that power shot, and also check for enemies to control that lose life. And the release charging launches the bullets. Here's the launching battery shots. That's according to that automatic charge up. Or instantiating there. Power shots use a similar thing. They instantiate, and when the bounce shot is first caught, we make the hollow circle that's used as a UI indicator of the charging up. Then I just have a simple thing here for charging the battery automatically over time, and again controlling for time delta time. And then I'm controlling the score and the lose life. And then as for the other big one, I'd like to show, here's where the score is saved in player preferences. And then as for the enemy behavior, they're spawned by a enemy spawner. It's in the scene here, and it spawns both the enemies and the aliens. And again, I have these values accessible to a designer if they want to tweak things or up the difficulty or add additional levels or challenges. They can tweak the values and tweak what is spawning. But the enemy's behavior, they've got a shot cooldown. I've tested both a random shot cooldown and a fixed timer one. We're using the fixed timer one because it produces more interesting sheets of bullets that make for a more compelling gameplay scenario where you're weaving through them. And it's got a sort of a better flow to the game. So you can see the movement is the script here. It checks if the alien has slowed down enough, and if it has, it gives them another burst in a direction. I'm controlling to ensure that the enemies stay on in a safe portion of the screen by checking them against it by using these 2 enemy walls. And I set the collision matrix so that those enemy walls only collide with the enemies. So that means that they always stay on the screen and they don't move down too close to the player. So that's it for the big scripts. It's about all I can fit in the 5 minutes, but at your leisure, you can explore how the bounce shot's working with the rigid body, how the rocket works, where it turns itself around and checks how many laps it's crossed to keep it to make it challenging for the player to hit it before it disappears. So as well as scene management or scrolling background, it's all in there. Okay, thanks Tom. I hope this was sufficient, and I'm looking forward to maybe continuing some work on this project.